My name is Jessica Zebrine Gray, and I have created the Tara Wisdom cards. This is a unique deck of cards based on the Tibetan Buddha goddess Tara, who is the manifestation of wisdom, compassion, and power, and also on traditional tarot archetypes and other Dharma ideas. I'm very excited about this deck. It will be published this summer based on my successful Kickstarter campaign, and it will be published in several languages, in English, Portuguese, Spanish, and in French. Now the actual deck, this is a prototype, the actual deck will be a little bit different in that it will be slightly bigger with a different backing. But I want to show you today a basic reading according to the specific layout that I have designed to go with this deck. First, I begin with a prayer of motivation. We are here to manifest the wisdom that rests within. We are here to radiate our loving compassion into the world. We are here to gather the skill and the power to bless and empower all. And now I set the cards in a mandala formation. This specific mandala is used with the dance, the 21 Praises of Tara, taught by my teacher, Prema Dasara. This is how I first encountered these teachings. We begin with the center card. The center card is the center of the mandala. This is what we are hoping to birth in our lives very soon. And the first card that we pull today is Manifestation, the Ace of Wheels. Now Wheels is our Earth deck in this, our Earth suit in the Minor Arcana, and Manifestation seems very appropriate for the beginning of this deck of cards. The next set is the Triangle. The Triangle represents body, mind, and speech. In the body, we have an offering goddess offering one of the 8 auspicious symbols, and she is holding the parasol of protection. The parasol of protection is designed to keep us from all harm. And so this is a blessing of white Tara for the physical health, to keep us from harm, to allow us to have long life and good health. Next, we have the mind. And we have another white Tara in our mind space, the white Tara of serene peace. Serene peace is one of our major arcana. She's number 15, and she is true equanimity. Behind her are the waves that come in, the waves that go out, and these waves allow for peace. Peace doesn't happen in the quiet. It doesn't happen when nothing else is going on. It happens when things are moving. And then finally in speech, we have the Transformer of Poisons. Another white Tara, another major arcana. The Transformer of Poisons has a peacock in the background, and she holds the moon in her hand. She also is about the cycles of life. The peacock, traditionally in legend, would eat poison and transform it into the beautiful colors. Of course, peacocks don't actually eat poison or they can die, but we can do this in our lives. We can take the poisons, we can take the difficult things, and we can change them. We can transform them. The most difficult things. So this is our triangle. This is the self. And now we're going to move into the inner circle. The inner circle represents the people, the passions, the things that are closest to your heart. Kind of your inner bubble, so to speak. And we have 6 cards in our inner circle. The first card is the bridging card from the triangle to the inner circle. In the dance, this is where a dancer would move from the inner circle into the triangle. And we have yet another major arcana, Ferocious Compassion. Ferocious Compassion is an incredible card, very challenging. She is one of the darkest Taras. In our particular tradition, she is purple, which is a combination of blue and red. She is trampling on a corpse. She shakes the earth with her feet. She is drinking from a skull cup and holding several implements of destruction. But ferocious compassion is not about destruction as much as it is about taking things apart in order to bring things back together. It is the mother who has to move her child quickly out of the harm's way in front of a car. Ferocious compassion is a call to action. It's telling us that there's something that we need to do. And this brings us to the Six of Wheels, benefit, which is the fruit of our actions. If we take our time, if we manifest through these things, if we stand up with our ferocious compassion, then we will find fruit for our labors. We will find an opportunity to bring these things into being. We must stay diligent, the Three of Wheels. We will reach the mountaintop, but we have to keep going no matter what, even when it's difficult. The light is shining on our way. We can get there as long as we remain diligent. And as long as we recognize the impermanence, that things are constantly changing. This is the Eight of Wheels, and the background shows the leaves that are just in the process of changing from the beautiful summer green leaves to the beautiful autumn leaves. Impermanence is inevitable. Everything changes. From beginning to end, there is no such thing as a constant except for change. Much like equanimity, the serene peace that this card is right next to, we will be happier if we embrace the impermanence rather than try to attach and cling to the things that are harmful to us. And we've got to take our time. Patience, the Seven of Wheels, this is the tree. It takes a long time for a tree to grow and a lot of impermanence, but eventually we'll get there. I find it interesting so far that we have so many wheels. Thus far we haven't had any other minor arcana other than the court card besides the wheels. We'll see where we go from here. The final card in our inner circle is the Remover of Sorrows. Yet another white Tara. There are 5 different colors of Tara, and yet we have almost all white thus far, plus the ferocious compassion. But this one, number 19, the Remover of Sorrows, she is the Sun card. She takes away all suffering, all anger, all war. She allows us to be free. So now we move from our inner circle into our outer circle. And this is how we interact with the rest of the world, the much wider world. This could be your job. It could be your acquaintances. For some of us, it could be our family. So there's a great big world out there. So we have 12 cards in our outer circle. Again, we have a bridging card, bridging from the inner circle to the outer circle. Major Arcana of Radiant Health. Radiant Health is number 20 in our Major Arcana. She is copper in color, the combination between gold and red. She is magnetism and abundance. She has clear eyes like the sun and the moon, and the sun and the moon give this power of health into the body, but also into the body of the community. Because if one aspect of our community is unhealthy, then all of us are unhealthy. This is not just about physical health, but also health of our world. Leading us to yet another Major Arcana. There's a lot of Major Arcana here. Bliss and Joy. Bliss and Joy is number 17. This is ultimate freedom. The picture on the back of the card is fireworks, that bliss of a child looking at the sky and seeing it light up. It's an incredible thing, an incredible freeing card. And yet it also does have a dangerous side to it. Again, if you're too attached, if you hold on to it too tightly, if the things that give you bliss, that give you joy, are your attachments, then it's like you're holding the fireworks in your hands. And that, of course, can cause great danger. Swift protection, number 1 of our major arcana. She is swift as lightning to come to all who call out to her. Red Tara, she is radiant with magnetism, and she has many, many tools to help whoever needs her. So here we have 3 cards that include the red in some way. We have the copper, and then the Bliss and Joy is a salmon color, which is a combination between red and white, and then we have the red. So our outer circle thus far is very magnetic, very powerful. Another major arcana, wisdom, compassion, and power. This is the 0 card, the pregnant emptiness, that beginning and end. There is nothing, there is everything. There is bliss, there is emptiness. Wisdom, compassion, and power is the root Tara. She is the beginning of all Taras. All other Taras are manifestations of this green Tara of enlightened activity. The 6 of Vajras. Now Vajra is the suit of fire in this deck. The Vajra is a Buddhist tool that is used for representing fire in many Buddhist rituals. And this particular card is the card of empowerment. It's the card that reminds us to take our own power and to give it to others. It has the image of the sun reflecting on the water. But I also think of this particular card as a reminder that we are all made of star stuff. We are all part of something so much greater than ourselves. And we have a minor arcana in the water suit, which in this deck are the vases. The vases are connected to our emotions, but connecting to the blue Dakini, the blue Buddha energy, they are also connected to containment and a type of discipline. This is the 10 of vases, fulfillment, with a lotus. The lotus has grown out of the water. The lotus has blossomed because of the discipline, because of the power over our emotions, because we have found the ways to use our emotions to the best of our abilities. And we have a card of air. The suit of air are the bells. The bells are empty. The bells are sound, sound which moves within the air. This is the 7 of bells, which represents mystery. It's a fog. We don't know how we're going to move through this world. We don't know how we're going to move through the veils of samsara, and yet we do. It is a completeness. 7 is a number of completeness, and yet it is also a number of being unsure. But that can lead to freedom. Our next card is the 8 of bells, and the 8 comes right after the 7. The 8 of bells is freedom. We have a bird in flight. The bird must let go. It must be willing to move through the mystery in order to fly, in order to have true freedom and understanding. And this leads us to the full manifestation of bells, which is the 10. The 10 of bells is emptiness. Now, in this tradition, emptiness is not a bad thing. It's an absolutely beautiful thing. Emptiness is form, form is emptiness. The beautiful blue sky, mind vast, infinite space. In order to get through these, in order to get to these, we must face our fears. The fears are the 3 of bells. Interesting that we have so many bells on this side of our outer circle. The fears card shows the rain clouds. The rain clouds are ready. They are filling. They are becoming ready to pour upon the earth. But rain is not the worst thing that can happen. We must face our fears in order to move on into what we're going to do in this world. We are in a process of becoming. The 3 of vases. The snow is melting. Thank God the snow is melting. It's been very, very snowy this winter here in New England. The snow is melting. The water is flowing. We are becoming what we are meant to be. And our final card is the birth card. We have the card that is waiting to be born, and we have the card that is going to allow that to be born, which is magnetism, the 10 of Vajras. Magnetism, that irresistible pull that draws us in, that power that we cannot resist. That is the magnetism of the 10 of Vajras. So some of the patterns that I see, we have several 10s. We have a very balanced reading as far as the elements. We started out a lot with the manifestation of earth, but then we moved into the fire, the water, the air. We have a number of major arcana. We go from the 10 of vases all the way through to the 10 of Vajras, balance of fire and water. We have freedom and bliss and joy on the opposite sides from each other. We have wisdom, compassion, and power on the opposite side of becoming. Now this reading is quite different from my normal readings because usually my readings are for a specific person. And so when working with a specific person, we would then talk about how these things relate to their lives. This reading is for all of us, and it's a very positive reading. I'm very glad to see that this is where we're going as a tribe. I also do smaller readings. You can contact me about readings at any time, and you can contact me on my website about getting your own deck of cards. Again, they will be published later this summer. Now I unwind the mandala the same way that it wound. The outer circle first. Taking a moment to reflect on the inner circle. The triangle. And our center card of manifestation. In closing, I offer a prayer of benefit. Whatever power we achieve through this sincere practice, may it be for the benefit of all. Saha, Saha.